Here, hang on.
It ain't bad, man. You pretty good, bro.
It's
Not bad.
it's gray.
You in the stage where
Gray.
you could do a little comb in. You know what I'm saying? And you could do a nice little comb in. Boom, boom, boom. Me, I gotta go through a whole process. I gotta let that shit sit for about an hour. Rinse and wash, all that shit. Then when it start growing back, it just look weird.
Oh
It's like
man, you're
it's
not
weird.
dying though, right? You're not dying it, right?
Nah, I'm not dying it. I dyed it like twice. I dyed it twice. I dyed the top and the beard. I went, I went, I got in the time machine. Yeah, I got in the time machine. I got a picture too, man, on my phone, like a little family picture of everybody. And I'm looking at my beard like, damn, that's like black. It's been like that since high school.
Oh man.
Man,
All right. Well, what's up, everybody? This is 3 beats later. We are just sharing beard stories out here.
right.
That's right. It is December already, and we are getting ready to, you know, get those family
Dye our
pictures
beards.
together, get the family pictures, and dye the beard.
That's these
I
rappers need to talk about songs like that, dying the beard, because they really be doing that shit for real. Like, but they won't rap about that though.
We were just talking about that, right? Isn't that like the
Yeah,
comment?
man.
Like someone was talk, or what did Andre 3000 said? Like no one wants to hear you rapping about like colonoscopies or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
that's how
do.
you flip
Look,
it.
all your fans aren't getting younger. You know what I mean?
No, they're not.
I mean,
They
like,
need inspiration to keep living. You know what I'm saying? Like they not alone. You know.
right.
So talk about that arthritis in your knees, the bald spots growing. You
Oh
know, like
man.
why you don't let your hair grow out because the middle is disappearing. You know, it ain't growing no more. That's it. You know,
Oh
be
man.
real, be comfortable.
Well, if you're just joining us, we this is 3 beats later. We get together every Monday at 9:30 p.m. and we talk about music production, beat making, songwriting, sample flipping, all that good stuff. We have a monthly challenge now. Our monthly challenge is decided the first week of the month, and then we share it at the end of the month. This month is going to be a little bit different because we have holidays coming up, so we're going to take a couple weeks off to spend time with family. But we do have a beat challenge. The beat challenge on December 18th is when we're going to show our beats, which is not next Monday, but the following Monday. It is sampling Andre 3000, right? His new album, New Blue Sun, right? The
New blue
infamous
son.
Flute album. So everybody's been,
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
everyone was excited right away. You see a lot of producers out there sampling it. So we're going to do our own twist on it, the 3 beats later twist, and everyone's going to come with some tracks. So yeah, so this is the beginning of the month where we just kind of hang a little bit. We got an interview lined up next Monday. We're going to bring on the producer DK from Canada. He's going to join us, and we're going to do kind of like a hang with him in an interview and listen to some of his projects. He just dropped something in a couple weeks ago. So we got a guest coming on next week. Yeah, but this is episode 151. 3 beats later, here with Grim. We had some technical difficulties, so that's why is not on, and a couple other folks could not meet up and do it. So it's
Gotta
just
dye
me and
their
Grim.
beards.
They're yeah. Yo, I might get rid of this. Mine is it's just too. It's just I think I need to like start over.
You got a light snow, man. You got about, quarter of an inch of snow. You know what I'm saying? Ain't too bad.
So if I shave it, is it gonna? Am I gonna come back more gray if I let it grow again, or is it gonna? You think it won't affect the grayness?
I don't think it's the shaving. I think it's the actual pulling out of the hair, like
Mm.
tweezing it out. You know what I'm saying?
You're saying don't do
That's
that.
what, yeah, that breeds vengeance. It's like I'll be back with me and my friends. We coming deep. So I think if you cutting it down doesn't really heard it too much. I think actually like what was happening to me was the hairs were being pulled out. Like, oh, just get rid of this one right here. This one is hiding.
And then 10
And
more
then
grays come out.
yes, everywhere,
All
everywhere.
right. Well, what's up? What else is up, Grim? What are you working on? What's going on in your world? What
Um,
are we doing?
just trying to finish the year out and get back on this bicycle of making tracks on a schedule.
Yeah, here we
Because
go.
I've been busy for the past like 4 or 5 months. You
Hmm.
know, basically since summertime. So um just running around doing a lot of family stuff, working family stuff, schedule vacations and stuff like that. So, you know, this year should be, beginning of the year, everything starts to slow down again. So just trying to get back to it. Working on a couple of things that, I need to finish up. Um, Not only that, just do some more investing in myself with some of this music stuff. So, I got some ideas
Hey,
besides, the things I was working on.
I saw Super Caliente had he had a project that dropped recently, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it was that a
I
full
just
I
saw
didn't
that.
I didn't see if that was like a track or if it was a full album or not.
I think it's like an EP. I think it's
Okay.
an EP
Okay.
with a couple of guys on there. I think he has Imperative on there and a couple other guys. So,
That's right.
shout out to those guys. They're putting in the work.
That's right. I
And
think that's the track what is it, like Keep Buffalo Secret or something like that? I think
yeah.
that's with Imperative. We got to get Super back on. And how often do you get a chance to work with him? Is it just like randomly he'll hit you up for
Um
beats, or how does that work?
it's been like usually, I hit him up when we talk about some ideas and, go back and forth with some stuff and then I just send him some tracks and
Okay.
he just don't, just throw some vocals. But, I think the next time is like being a little bit more prepared, for some full songs, some full ideas. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Probably sit down, like have a chance to really sit down. Like I said, I got to get him on. I'm not in the low no more, so it was easier more when I was in Buffalo to communicate and do more stuff. But I ain't out
Hmm.
there no more, so it's like got to get some more Zoom meetings going. And shout out to my man Low Key. They in Jamestown. They got the radio station popping out there too. So they've been dealing with a lot of artists from Canada,
Mm.
like real heavy. So yeah, that's another outlet, another couple other projects got to jump into, get back into that machine that's going on there. We're kind of absent from that too. Like I said, I've been busy, so um,
Hmm.
once it's everything slow down into the year, numbers is met, so you know just have a little bit more time to do some stuff that I've been planning on doing. I'm kind of like a in the background guy. I don't really be out front with a lot of stuff, social media and stuff like that. Kind of intimate, like you know, work with the artists. Like you don't want to be emailing 1,000 tracks to
Right.
700 artists and shit like that. Kind of like treadmill life.
Yeah. What about hardware, software, all that stuff? Like I remember you said you wanted to upgrade some stuff. Is that are you
Yeah.
back on, or is that part of the puzzle that you have to figure out right now?
Well, what I want to do, because I don't want to get a newer computer and lose a lot of plugins.
Hmm.
So I gotta run it. I gotta do some research and try to find somebody that's really like geeky when it comes to this music programming stuff. Because I got a bunch of hard drives, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a patch, and I want to try to run a lot of stuff off the hard drive
Hmm.
and free up, CPU space and stuff like RAM space and stuff, and just run stuff off the hard drive. So I could, keep it running smoothly. There's a couple plugins and things I'm looking at. I was looking at Omnisphere, um, but I think that plugin is it's expensive. I think it's like
Yeah,
three or
man.
four hundred dollars.
Yeah, it is. Let's look at that right real quick. It's like $300 or $400, but then also I keep hearing it's $479.
Yeah,
I hear that like I hear mixed reviews. I hear people say like this is all you need.
Yeah,
And then I
never.
hear people say that once you get it, then it helps to like you could also like buy like presets from other people and because
Yeah,
a lot of the sounds are very like they're meant to be like tweaked completely. Like if you know a lot about like the synthesis and like what knobs are going to do what
yeah,
things, you could turn any of the sounds into like anything you want, right?
yeah,
Um so I've seen producers kind of go and like use it and they're like I think this is trash and like I don't know how best to use it. And then I've seen producers who like truly know like what every single knob is doing to like the wave or whatever and
yeah,
they think like it's just like the best thing ever, right?
yeah,
So you're talking 479 for Omnisphere, right? And then on
yeah,
top of that, if you do buy presets or anything like as an add-on to that software, then you're talking about more money on top of that, right?
yeah.
So
So it's not a bad investment, you know.
yeah,
It's a
I wouldn't say it's a bad investment. I've looked at it before and I'm like, do I really, really, really want to drop $500 on this
yeah,
shit? You know what I mean?
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. It's a nice little
because
chunk.
I mean that's a big chunk, right?
Yeah,
It's a pretty big chunk. But let me go and open up that tab. Let's look at this tab. Here we go. So yeah, 479 Guitar Center.
yeah.
I mean, if I had $500, right?
I'll do it.
You know what I would do? You know what I've been looking at? Let's go to Guitar Center. We're doing a little. This is a Christmas episode. Christmas shopping right now. Uh, Guitar Center wants to know where I am. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. This will be the companion shopping episode. Check this out. Man, come on. The fuck?
Guitar Center used to be like a field trip, bro. Just be like, yo, we going to Guitar Center. Let's, man, be in there all day. Not no more.
This is what I'm looking at right here. Okay.
Ah,
I
what's
don't have a
happening?
I have a Focusrite. I don't have a like really expensive interface.
Yeah,
Do you have a Focusrite? What do you use?
yeah. I have the old Scarlet 2i2.
Yeah, I got that too. That's one I have. But you know, some of these interfaces are like really expensive also, and I know it's something I should invest in. But they just dropped a new one, the 4i4. This is the fourth generation version of their
Okay,
interface. So it has two inputs in the front, and then on the back it has let's go to the back. Where is it? Another two inputs, so four total
oh, okay,
inputs. So I've been working with my drummer recently and we were recording some drums and you need a lot of inputs for drums, right?
yeah,
So, and we're not doing anything crazy, but we're talking about like an overhead mic, a snare mic, then we're talking about a kick mic, and then if we do another mic, like we've been rocking like a 3 mic setup, which sounds pretty good. If we do another mic, I would rock it with this fourth
yeah,
input. So I think like I'm ready. I'm ready to upgrade. This is supposed to be like have new upgraded everything internally.
yeah.
So I don't know. I want to like do some. It's just like it's like the perfect price point. Like I can't. I know I should buy like a better interface, but I'm sorry.
Well,
Like,
you ever thought about getting a board, like maybe like a 6-track board?
uh, I
Cause I
haven't.
have I have like a 4-track board I use. But I want to get another one for like that aspect you talk about for like multi-tracking. This way I
Yeah.
could see it with that. You could just dump that into the 2 tracks in the back
Hmm.
and have, a board. You got a multi-track hooked up to 2 tracks,
Hmm.
and you could do a lot of
So
maneuvering
get
stuff.
the put the mixer up front and then have that all go from the
Yeah,
out into yeah. I haven't thought about that. Um, but maybe I should too. But yeah, I mean, like, look, let's look at interfaces, right? Um, I mean, the price
yes,
point is not. It's not like we're not starting. let's just type in interface. Come on, interface. Here we go. This is like the other one, right? That everybody has the
Yeah, the
Universal
big
Audio
dog one.
Apollo, right? Nah,
Yeah,
man, I just don't have. That's just not my budget right now.
that's
Not yet.
that's for guys who's literally making money. Like I think a lot of engineers use that. A lot of producers use it, but I think a lot of engineers use that because they have, a lot of mixing down and stuff like that, dealing with a lot of artists and stuff. Um, I don't think I need that much power right now
Yeah,
for an interface.
and I don't have
Two
2K
grand.
just sitting around. Yeah, my drummer has an Apogee, like a version of this, not the Symphony,
Mm,
like the older version Apogee.
yeah,
And it's just like I until like, you know, until there's a steadier income coming in,
pretty much.
you know what I mean? Like I can't. Here we go. Apollo Solo 500. So this is like okay, Apollo Solo Edition Thunderbolt 3 interface. Like let's just even look at this. How many ins do we have on this joint? Let's find out. We're doing some shopping here today. Looks like one input to me.
Regular too.
Yeah. No. Sorry. Okay, mic 1, mic
Oh,
2. Okay, 2 inputs. $500. This Apollo the Apollo stuff apparently is supposed to be pretty legit, but not yet. Not yet.
not yet, my friend.
Plus I have to get a bunch of guitar shit, like actual stuff
Yeah,
for my amp, so I just can't do it. But
yeah. That's why you need a board, bro. You need to get a board. Maybe look at an 8-track board and hook that up to your Scarlett, man. It might work out for you because I think once you get the board, you're gonna not. It's gonna eliminate a lot of the internet plugging and unplugging, and
right.
you know, you get you a good grounded board. You're not gonna have to do a lot of unplugging. You actually set up everything the way you want it. Just leave it.
Yeah,
That's
if
my thing.
for drums, I think I could probably do that, right? We could
Yeah,
mic up the drums, get more tracks, and then but we're still like whatever that's called, like putting it through one channel. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
the mixer is going to be the thing that has to be set correctly, and then you kind of get like one general track for all of that was on the mixer, right?
yeah. Or you can left and right. You can pan left and right and record it 2 tracks at the same time.
Oh,
Old
that's
school style.
there we go. Now we're talking. But what did you say about pigments? Remember we were talking about it last week?
Oh, I like pigments, but
I
it's
like it a
so
lot.
heavy on the CPU. It's like you need a certain amount of gigs to run that program properly, or it's gonna be tedious for you, I should say. It's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be like a track by track basis almost.
Mm-hmm.
So if you create a track, you're gonna have to print it right away. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Versus working through it smoothly. Like me, I like to work through the track smoothly. I don't like to have to print
Mm-hmm.
right away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But pigments make you print. It really makes you have to print.
Just
It's
because
a
of the amount of
it's a
CPU usage you get.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's powerful, man. It's a powerful VST. It's a powerful plugin, but um, that was one of the issues I was running into and not understand. Okay, I gotta print this. If I come up with this idea, print it out now,
Mm-hmm.
and they just get rid of the plugin and just leave it. But me, I like to use. I might want to use pigment 3 or 4 times in one track. I might want to use it for 3 different tracks, 3 different sounds. So I have to bring it up, print, bring it up, print, and just get rid of it right away. So the track, so the beat runs smoothly without all the popping and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But pigment is definitely a good plugin. It might not have as many sounds as Omnisphere,
Right.
but
Have you tried Omnisphere though? Have you run it on your
no, I never
computer?
played with it. I've just seen guys talk about it. I think one of my boys, man, might have it, but I never played with it. I've just seen guys, and I'm like, I like the sounds. I like the sound design layout you can do on it.
Hmm.
Um, it reminds me like when I was on Pro Tools, I was playing with Falcon. Falcon is nice. You have to, if you get the full program, you can sound design on Falcon too. But I think Ami Spears more. It looked more easy to workflow. You know what I'm saying? And that be
Hmm.
my thing is like workflow. Um, with a lot of these plugins, let's make it easy workflow. Um, Also, I see Arcade is having a sale, like fifty
Oh, really?
percent off or something like that.
It's
Yeah.
called Arcade. Do you know who makes it? Output, right?
Uh, Output, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So Arcade
So
is having from a sale.
that's the thing I would be afraid of. If you're gonna jump to Omnisphere, you know what I mean? What about if Pigments is tough on the CPU and then you jump to
Yeesh.
Omnisphere and it's the same thing? Then what? You know what I mean? That's
Right.
$500 where you're like,
$500 for Snap Crackle and Pop, man. It's like it's like, oh, that sounds dope, but you can't. You got to turn off everything else and just have that only track. That's gonna be your only track for now until you
mm,
print. So I think a lot of it is CPU power, your RAM power, um, and I like Apple products, but Apple makes you pay. And now that you really can't upgrade RAM yourself anymore, they making you pay for that. They're really making you pay for that.
yeah. One of my friends had his MacBook Pro upgraded recently, like a
Mm,
year ago, and it's like he won't have to buy a new computer for a little while.
yeah,
And I mean
that's what I want
this
to get
this
to.
MacBook is 3 years old now that I have.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna keep me for like at least another 4 years or whatever.
yeah,
But I think you're right. Like you can't just go like a PC and just swap in and out RAM or whatever. You got
right,
to go and be like, hey, hook this up or whatever. But I think it could
right.
be worth it, man. Like to do
I
that
think
like
it is.
every like 7 years, just like upgrade your thing.
I think it is. Is it like I have to figure it out. Like a lot of my favorite plugins, RC20 is like one of my favorite.
Hmm.
And I haven't played with that in a minute because I did an update and it's not. Maybe it's something I need to do. I'm not a technician when it comes to that stuff. I'm like kind of a little slow minded on that. Even when I watch the videos, I'll be like, "What?" But for the most part, um, with Mac, if you get your RAM up, if your RAM is high, man, you could sit with that computer for like a good 7, 8 years.
You still
Pretty
had the
straight.
mini, right?
Yeah, I still use the mini. I still use the mini from
You sh- you should bring the mini in to Apple and be like, what would it be to upgrade this? Because it might not
yeah,
be
I
crazy.
did. They said buy another one. Buy another one. The new ones is nice, you know what I'm saying? They're more powerful and stuff like that, but they like, yeah, buy another one. Because I think the one I have is 2017. So yeah, they was like, bro, this is 2023. Like, no, we not doing nothing with this. Buy a new one, bro.
Oh
Buy a
man.
new one. So I was like, damn, I don't want to
So
do that.
so with Arcade, you still have to print everything, right? I mean, it's subscription based,
I
so you can't.
I think it's like Studio
Mhm.
where it's probably not going to give you them problems because it has its own server, like in a sense. Where like OmniSpan Pigment is like you got to download the whole program to your computer.
Mhm.
Where I think these plugins are server based.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it relieves a lot of the power,
Mhm.
the problems that you would run into. But
But
I'm definitely interested though.
but what I'm getting at is like if you stop your subscription, that's when you're kind of,
You,
you kind
you
of.
better print everything you
Yeah, exactly.
do.
That's what I'm saying.
Every track you do, you better print, bro.
Right. Yeah, I haven't dabbled. I mean, look at, okay, here's everything they have. 10-inch instruments,
Yeah.
strings, all this stuff. I mean, that's why. Do you mess with labs at all?
I have to re-download Labs. Um, I did something stupid. Uh, I did an update and something went wrong, so I have to re-down. I have it. I just have
Hmm.
to download all the sounds again.
Yeah, you don't have to do
And
all of them, just the ones
yeah, just the ones I
that you
picked. You know
like.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they have a lot of free ones, so it's like you get greedy at the buffet. You know what I'm saying? You be like, I
Yeah.
want all these. I want all of these sounds. Because I mean, for me, I don't think you can never have enough sounds. You know what
And
I'm saying?
that's why I mean, look at this. These are all the free
Yeah,
ones, right? I mean,
yeah,
I downloaded a lot of these. I don't really necessarily use them as much as I should, but if I'm looking between spending $500 on Omnisphere, which I don't know how that's going to run on my computer, or like $100 on Pigments, right?
right,
And I know that that's tough on the CPU. Like all of this stuff, it's not like a lot of synth related
right.
stuff. It's like kind of like sample based, I would say, or a lot of it is
Mostly
sample
sample
based.
based.
Yeah. Um, it still is like it's like a good start, right? It gives you a bunch
Yeah,
of different instruments or whatever. I think they do have some interesting stuff though. Where is it?
they do. They have some good stuff, man. It's just like you said, mostly sample based,
Mm-hmm.
mixed down sounds. And it's funny because it's the same thing that I used to deal with back in the days when I had the regular MPC 2000. So MPC used to have these sound discs in waveform.
Okay.
And if you had like a disk drive hooked up to the SCSI, then you just pop that in to access all the wave sounds like that. But they was all sample based, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it was very, very crisp, very crisp. So it's like they really put their work in. I spent a few $100s on some discs. I don't know where they at now, but I wish I could find them
Oh man,
because
I bet you
oh
they're
man,
worth something, right?
yeah, because I could just pop them in the computer and just they still in waveform, and I could just dump all the wave sounds on maybe a flash drive or something like that, or a scan
Mm-hmm.
drive, scan
Mm-hmm.
this, and just pop it in and just rock it out like that, and just have access to those sounds. But they're very heavy sounds. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Mm-hmm.
I bought a motif. I don't know if you know what a motif, Yamaha motif. It's like, a
Keyboard?
lot of yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
keyboards,
yeah.
like one of the best ones out there. But I didn't buy the keyboard. I bought the rack mount, and the rack mount is very powerful. So the sounds in there is like very strong. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it's like having a disc with all of those heavy sounds in there. But it's mostly orchestra sounds, jazz sounds, like live instruments. Not too much of the synth stuff that's a lot of people's dealing with now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but if you want a lot of live sounds and stuff like that, I mean, man, them things sound like you're in the studio with the live band, like literally
who
super crisp.
who put those together? All the
Um,
libraries or the sample libraries or whatever? Or
the ones I had was from Akai and
oh, okay.
Motif. And Motif, like the rack mount, you can buy sound chips and put them in there. The
Okay.
same thing with the MoFat. When I had the MoFat, you could buy like sound chips and put them in there. You get extra sounds and throw them in there and stuff like that. But they was all sample based. You know what I'm saying? That was like the only way to get those sounds,
Mm-hmm.
unless you had live people coming and playing the instruments. But now everything is plug and bass, so a lot of synth sounds and different stuff like that is at the forefront now. People are doing more sound design. Um, they might use, a good wave sound with live instrument, but they're gonna tweak it.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna layer it with something and make it sound a different way and certain stuff like that. change it. So
So we gotta we should start talking about this right now. So I think in January we gotta pick a weekend, beat making weekend. Grim, you
yeah,
gotta come over.
yes.
What are we gonna do? What do you need? What do you need in the setup? I got
Uh,
guitars. I got one,
power,
two, three.
electricity. Honestly, bro, I'm thinking
Which
like
we should have a goal, right? We should.
yeah,
If you got beats, maybe you need some live instrumentation on. I could pull out the bass. I could pull out the guitar.
yeah,
We could make a whole whatever. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
dude.
But what do you need from me on my end?
I mean, nothing really. I mean, I look at it as it's like a jam session. So with me, I will probably have to get some things together. Like I need to get a new pad for my MP. I will bring my MP um, because the sample time is not big like the new ones is, but it still hits. You know what I'm saying? The thing is with the Mac Mini, I need a screen if I was to bring that, but I would just use your program. It run
Yeah,
everything
I
through the
got
interface.
an extra
So
screen too, though.
yeah, so I will if it was like that, I'll bring the Mac Mini, the Scarlet, whatever, and bring the MP. Just collab, jam out, whatever the case is.
Hmm.
You know, or you know maybe I'll just bring myself, learn how to use Logic a little bit, do some patterns on Logic, see what I
Okay,
could, do stuff,
there we
something
go.
like that. You play some instruments or something like that.
Do you
Whatever
need
the case is, man.
that type of thing? Do you need like because I have a keyboard, I have a just like one of those complete control one, two,
I have
three,
to.
like
What's funny?
4 octaves. It
He
doesn't have
he
pads on
gave
it though.
me he gave me his iRig, so because my MP what is that, the MPK, it
Yeah.
just glitched out on me, so I've just been using this ever since. But my plan is to get another MIDI keyboard, something bigger with some
Mhm.
pads on it. Um, that's my
I might.
next step.
I need to get something just with pads, like just
Yeah,
like one of those things that P has. He has like it all lights up, all that shit or whatever.
yeah.
P's in the chat, throwing up flames here. P,
P,
what is it
what's
that you
up?
have?
He has that. Is that the complete something for?
Yeah.
Is I think is for Ableton.
Hmm.
That's dope. It's like 64 buttons on there, I think.
Because when if I am, working with the keyboard, I will lay out a beat on the keyboard. Can you do that,
Yeah.
or is that just not
Yeah,
comfortable?
that's all. Like the iRig has no pads. The MPK had pads. So
Yeah.
once I got on I honestly it really the MP is nice, when you have the pads is nice. I'm not gonna lie. But if you don't set your program up for your pads, like what I mean by that is you can set your MIDI keyboard, your USB keyboard up, so
Hmm.
when you drop drum sounds, they automatically go to your pad. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have that. I didn't do that on my MPK. So uh, using the keys is not a problem for me
Hmm.
for drum patterns. I mean, I just lay them all together. It's just putting them all together. And um I done got so used to it. I have at least a whole section just drum sound, so I know where everything is at right there, and I don't have to
Hmm.
really stress it. But you get
Maybe
used to it.
maybe this is what we do. We do one beat a piece, right? So we could like learn from each other, right? We'll do
Yeah,
like I'll open up Logic. I'll start like the structure of a track,
yeah,
and then you could whatever ask me questions or say like or critique how terrible I am, and then give me pointers,
he
and
said
then
critiquing it.
and then I'll pass it to you, and then you show me like how you might start a process of like building a beat from scratch, because I think
Yeah,
I can learn a lot from just watching, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
and then we could just do a free for all type of joint at the end or whatever. Like just do
Yeah.
beat, and then whatever comes to mind. But if you had a bunch, like a stack of beats that you just wanted to like get guitar on or something like that, we could also do that. I
Yeah.
could just pull up guitars and
Oh yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm gonna tell you, like music language and stuff. I'm like a dummy with that. So I'm like, I'm from the sample era
yeah,
where
that
we
doesn't
didn't
matter.
study music. So my mind be like, man, when I listen to you and E's, like, man, I just want to be able to just jump into it like that and just, boom, boom, boom. But I just I would just probably just get some drum patterns, maybe have bass line ideas,
Okay. Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah, yeah.
little air candy ideas or something like that. But as
Yes.
far as
Yeah.
making like a full beat, like straight through with the bridge and breakdown, I'm like a super student. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm gonna be looking for you guys, Lee. I'm gonna be looking for you, Lee. Like, yo, you want to do the breakdown here? Okay, how you want it? All right, I'll manage the drums here to do it like this, and you know,
Well,
just do it like that.
you mentioned P says I have an I forgot how you pronounce
And
this.
A
Yeah,
Kai
a Kai
controller.
controller and the Ableton pad joint. Okay.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. He's got the nice setup, man.
What is the
See, I gotta get
Kai
another
controller?
keyboard. I just gotta get a bigger range keyboard. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like moving up octaves too much like that. No more. It's a pain in the ass.
Mm.
Um, Constantly going up on the octave. So I would definitely get a bigger range of keyboard. I don't have to get pads, but I would like pads. But I would have to learn how to set them up and designate them to when I do drop drum sounds, they all go to the pad versus on the keys.
Hmm.
Because when you do have pads, it give you I'm gonna say a different swing and rhythm on how you laying out your drums and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
absolutely, 100%.
But it don't matter. I mean, because it's all working off the grid anyway. You visualizing it anyway, so it's
Uh,
it's it's not the same. It's
this
not like playing on the MPC 2000 XL, the dinosaur.
See, this is all I need, I think. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, see,
just to
that's dope.
have a different, because I think it will inspire different things if I have it in this format. Because on Beatmaker 3, they had the pads for you, right? And it
Yeah,
was like that came more naturally, I think,
yeah,
as opposed to jumping on the keyboard. I could still, it
yeah.
doesn't really matter to me, but it's just a different
It's a
vibe.
grid thing. It's like reading the grid,
Mhm.
like knowing your grid. It's like, this is easy for me.
Yeah.
I think that was I told a lot of my friends who was stubborn on getting on like getting a music program, where because I was stubborn, like, man, I don't need no music program, I don't need none of that, until I really got on it, realized like, hey, you big dummy, this opens up a whole different,
Mhm.
mass of swing music making like that you don't get from the old dinosaurs that a lot of those guys from my day we had to hook up MIDI keyboards and all this MIDI stuff to get these things to work, but now you got like a grid, you can really open it up for yourself, you know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
yeah, I definitely understand it a lot now, more better than I did before. So yeah, that keypad right there, that drum pad is nice.
Yeah, because
And the way they got it set up, you can layer with different stuff. Like you could do so much.
I think, yeah, you could also just assign it. If you only want to do 4x4, boom, you have this little
Yeah,
corner here. Um, and it looks kind of, it's nice and shiny and pretty. Look at this,
yeah,
$100. See, and
yeah,
take that $500 for Omnisphere. You know what I would do with it? I get one of these, $100.
yeah. That's
Get
true.
the new interface, 270. There I go. I'm already saving.
That's true.
I'm
Plus,
already
Native
saving.
Instruments is dope too. So it's like, but with Native Instruments, you can use a lot of, I think, foreign plugins and run it off of that platform as well.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's dope. But yeah, if that right there, that's all you
Machine.
really,
This is what
what's that?
the machine. This is what a lot of people
Ah,
I don't know if there's like good things they say about this or bad, but you know what I
Machine
mean.
is dope. Is that just a MIDI controller, or that's
Uh,
the
I think it is, but it looks like it has
okay?
some. It looks like so. This is what my keyboard looks like right here. It has all
Okay,
these buttons. This is just controlling. This is MIDI controller like style, but I don't know if it
yeah,
is loaded with things already like an MPC would be.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, like this would control probably like your sample bank on your DAW,
yeah.
right? But I don't know enough about it, but I do know that a lot of people talk about it, and
It's dope.
I have a Native Instruments keyboard, so maybe it might be smarter to get something like this. If
Yeah,
anybody has recommendations in the chat, just throw them out there. But yeah, that's where I am, and I think hopefully Santa comes
yeah.
with
Like
gifts.
a couple of my guys was like, "Yo, you see the new MPC?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I seen it. It's dope." But you, it's a workstation. Like MP, the one thing about the MP is you're gonna get being that now they're moving to the interface of dials now
Mhm.
on the actual system. They're expensive, but you're gonna get the difference between the standalone and the music program. And I tell people this all the time. Your computer has so many other things that need to run in the background
Mhm.
to get it to work, and it takes a lot of the power away from your music. Well, Kai, if you add this interface to it, everything is focused on music. So the sound quality, the depth of the sound quality, where everything is going to hit, it's gonna hit a lot harder.
You
The
know,
sounds is going to have a lot more depth to them. You know?
that's something that I forever thought was a myth until I hear it and I'm like something
Yeah,
is different, right? I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if it's something tricking my ears, but every time I hear something that was like made from a standalone NPC, I'm always just like,
Like,
what?
what?
What? It's you're right. Like depth is a good way to put it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's something extra happening that I can't
yeah.
explain. I'm not an expert on any of this shit at all, but all I know is that like when I hear it, I can say like yes, that. You know what I mean?
That
Like
sounds heavy.
so is it this? Is this a new one? The MPC X
I,
SE standalone sampler and
I
sequencer?
think I think that's one of the new ones. The red one is, but you
Okay.
see the price on those things, man. It's like, yeesh.
Yeah, man. I just don't.
That's not bad. 699.
Yeah. Again, I think, who does a lot of shootouts of all the hardware stuff is Marcus Elbow.
Ah,
Marcus Elbow, who was on the show, he does a lot with the hardware, and he started with a lot of
yeah,
hardware. So he does a lot. He'll like the newest thing comes out, he'll basically give a review about it. So that's one show to look up. Shout out
yeah.
to
A
Marcus
standalone
Elbow.
show versus standalone versus music versus dials.
Yeah.
Standalone versus dials.
Um.
There's definitely a difference, and I think Machine really pushed the Kai to the point because Machine was like standalone and a dial.
Mhm.
And then you had the MPK had the little dial, but it basically runs off of your computer. But I think that Kai had the Renaissance and stuff like that. But when you have official standalone and it in your interface, your screen is like a dial, and
Mhm.
you can hook the keyboards up to it. Because I think one of those you can hook the mic up to it has phantom power, and you can hook a turntable up to it as well, and a MIDI keyboard, USB keyboard. So, wow, they got that sample over there. That's the old school joint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Retro edition. This one or no?
No, not that one. I was looking at the one in the lower right corner.
Oh, okay.
That is the one I
This one right
think
here.
Madlib, the SP4. I think
Yeah.
Madlib and
Yeah.
those guys use that.
Yeah.
That has
So
that has like a note stretch to it. That's dope. that
Yeah.
I think
So,
nobody else does.
um, yeah. So Elbow Media Studios, he has all of the, whatever the hardware piece is. He's like, he has a whole series
Wow.
about teaching about the Akai Force, and which is right up here. A whole series on Beatmaker 3. And then he'll go through different hardware and basically just show you the pros and cons or whatever. So I know he did something with the MPC one, the red one that we're
Now,
just
the
looking at.
only thing I would say about the MPC is now that I work with a dial and stuff, I need a keyboard hookup. I need a keyboard hookup. Like, just to play some chords and play around.
Mm-hmm.
That is a must. That is a must. I can't have just, pads. Some people, like, I used to rock with just the pads, but to be fluid, you need keys. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you might not need it to chop samples, but when you want to play chords, you want to play a little melody, you need the keys. I prefer the keys now more than anything, because I used to have a MIDI keyboard I would hook up, with the older stuff. But now, with technology, USB and stuff like that, it's not so complicated. But you
Mm-hmm.
need a keyboard. You definitely need a keyboard to be more fluent. So yeah, and plus the sampling power is amazing. So
Um.
can't go wrong.
All right. Well, we need to do is figure out the date. January. Let's look at dates here. Come on, Grim. You can you do a weekend? A weekend beat session?
Yeah, yeah. Just give me a date. I'll set it up. Use some of my vacation time.
What's the best? What
Pew.
about what about a non-vacation time? What day of the week? Is there a day that stands out or no?
No, I mean, if it's a date, whatever day, if it's during the week, I use vacation time. Weekends, I don't really have to use it. Um, Especially like January, everything is a little slower. So, but during the week, I use vacation time and just shoot out there.
We should do like
You know what I'm saying?
end of January, either the 20th, 21st, 27th, 28th.
Yeah. Whatever day's good for you, man. I'll open it up from there so I know. I'm kind of like a follow the lead guy. So whatever's open up for you, I can just take it from there.
All right, all right. I'll send some suggestions. Um,
Oh,
but yeah, anything else you got? We kind of we rambled on here, but I think we figured out a lot of things. Number one is we got to get prepared on the sampling of Under 3K's new album.
yep,
I wanted to share some music too because I started breaking down one of the tracks, but Restream is kind of silly with the audio sharing, so I
yeah.
couldn't do that. We figured out that with $500, maybe you do buy Omnisphere, maybe you don't.
Yeesh.
And then also, me and Grim are about to hook up this collab here in January, the
Yes.
beat session. P's in the chat. He said, "I've been in the studio." That's right. He has some new music,
Ah,
so we got to hear that. P, if you're coming on next week, or even on the
the
18th,
evil grin.
I think you need to share that music.
Yeah, Pete, maybe pop up to one of these sessions, man, and throw a couple verses in there.
There we go.
Sprinkle the air with some verses.
There we go. Yeah, I've been trying to get him to come down too. P comes down, man. We got to have like just the whole family will have like you know late an early brunch, and then we're gonna go in the studio here in the house for
Right.
like 3 hours, knock out some music.
Also, we got to think about too scheduling like a
Yeah,
week
man.
in a cabin or something, just
That's
working
that's
on
my
music,
dream.
bro. It's a week in the cabin, just working on some music
That
every
is my
day.
dream, man. Like I just want to there's all these little lake houses, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
um out in Maryland, if you go like from where you are, if you go like further north and a little like a couple hours left and like west,
yeah.
Deep Creek, they got all these little lake cabins out there. Man, that would
Okay.
be dope. Do like 4 nights and just like every
Yeah.
day knock out music.
Just knock out music, bring some equipment, mics, and just have fun, man.
Yes, yes, yes. But all right, Grim, we'll call it. It was great chatting with you. Next week
Yes,
we got a
sir.
guest, so I'm gonna share
We have
DK's
a
music in
guest.
the chat, and then listen to DK's music so we can come
Yeah.
asking him some questions and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
I think he might know some of the other players in the Canadian scene too, so we'll ask him if he knows Imperative and all that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. What part of Canada he's in?
Let me see. One second. Let me pull it up. Oh, here we go. He has a lot of music, man. He has like Nova Scotia.
Ah, Nova Scotia. Is that close? That's more towards the west, right?
I
Or
thought
is
it
that
was
north? Like
I thought it was northeast, but let me see. I could be
okay,
completely wrong. It's one of the 13
that's definitely
provinces.
cabin country.
That is for sure. Yeah, that's it's like you know what's crazy is like I never look at the Canadian map. Yo,
Never.
it is if you're in Maine, right? And then you go out to sea to the east, that's Nova Scotia right there.
Oh, okay. So it's like far east. It ain't
So it's
like
like, oh yeah, northeast, man.
it's like northeast east. Like
Here, let me show you. I'm gonna share my screen. So here we are down here, right? Here's E over here. Here's P around this area, but Nova Scotia. Here's Maine. Boom.
ah, okay. Ain't too bad. What's that like 6 hours from here?
That's whale country out there. Whales.
Wales,
Whales and it's like its own
king
little
crab,
yes. We gotta ask
salmon.
DK. We gotta ask DK what the crab game is like out there in Nova
Go
Scotia.
fishing, bro. Get some salmon.
Um but yeah, so that's next week. So pretty excited about that. I'm gonna send some of the tracks that everyone can listen to, and we will rock it with DK next week.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, man. Have a good one. I'll see you
All
next
right,
week.
too, man.